all tunes to a low scale and conscious pitch. This is in the context of the ephemeral life of the small being. In the ephemeral creature's daily life, nothing is exciting. Nothing prompts him to move forward. Nothing takes him towards nobler, higher, greater, lofty, majestic things which could be his. This is the plight, this is the condition, this is the state in which the small ephemeral creature lives here. In fact, this ephemeral creature, be it an insect, be it an ape, be it a man, life is more or less essentially the same. Life in the body governed by death. It is the same in all these modes of life's existence in matter. In this creature's life, the gross, the immediate, these are the things which weigh more than the subtle and the brighter, the far off brighter things which could be his. His small successes, even as he progresses, he has small successes. But these small successes, what are they after all? They are but big failures of man. Whether he plunges into the depths of the sea, whether he shoots out beyond the earthly sky, yes, they are successes, but in the real context of the possibilities which can be his, these are small successes. And these successes prove as obstacles for his progress. They come in the way of his growth. They are failures. The small successes are failures. In order to live, he must pay the price. This small creature, this transient creature, in order to live, he must pay the price. He must pay the price to death. It is by death that he can live. It is by death that he lives. Trivial amusements do stimulate him, do excite him, but these amusements are titillations of the flesh, of his small personality, and he remains away from the real joy that can be his. If something awakes in him, he cannot sustain it at all. He has no capacity to hold what can come to him. If something awakes in him, he cannot hold that in him. He heals the pain of life by drawing the calm hand of nature towards him. Pain of life is there. He tries to hold the calm hand of nature and relieve that pain, but that does not always give him the true relief. Where is the time for him then to look within? Unless he looks within, he cannot really rid himself of this pain. His strength cannot hold the puissant guest who is there within him. His life cannot live in the greatness of great life because man has no time to look within. His heart runs, he is on struggling, runs and runs and runs. But soon it gets tired, it pants, it feels lack of breath. He works but finds no end to that work. Day after day, he keeps himself busy with 1,000 things. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what does he see? Nothing. Nothing. The same old story being repeated day after day. From this lot of creatures, from this lot of this creature, this condition, either someone who can come out and try to exit. Hardly a few can climb to greater life. There are very few who can climb to greater life from this multitude of mankind. All tunes to a low scale and conscious pitch. This is what happens all the while. The knowledge of this man, of this creature, is in the house of ignorance. What can it do? His knowledge is in the house of ignorance. His strength knows not the omnipotent force that can come and help him. His joy has no proximity. He is not near to bliss. His knowledge is in the house of ignorance. He is satisfied with his common average mode of life and all tunes to a low scale and conscious pitch.